You know those videos where the editor will change all the colors and everything in post to make it look like there's some kind of special effect happening? Well, this isn't one of those times. Welcome to Gear Acquisition Syndrome. Let me be the first to introduce you to the massive Superpanel Full Color 60, a full RGBW LED panel by Lupo. Now, if you've been watching the show, you know that I'm no stranger to Lupo's products. Lupo is an Italian lighting manufacturer. I like that kind of dark teal color. If you haven't already seen my review on the Superpanel Full Color 30, I encourage you to pause this video and go watch it. There's a link to it in the description of this video, and there's also going to be a card somewhere. Also, if you're familiar with Arri's products, like the Arri S-30c and Arri S-60c, I did a comparison between the Superpanel Full Color 30 and the Arri Skypanel S-30c. I encourage you to watch that as well. If you don't have time to watch those, that's fine. I'm going to tell you what I really love about this light. Now, what's exciting about the Superpanel Full Color 60 is it is essentially a Superpanel Full Color 30 times 2. It looks like what they did is they used all the technology they had in their single panel and they just kind of combined it. You've got two power supplies that are connected with a nice little cable here, and then it just plugs into a single outlet. All the controls have been kind of moved over to one side here, which kind of makes it a little bit easier because on the Superpanel Full Color 30, you've got the intensity knob over here and then the hue and saturation knobs over here. We also have DMX controls again. The first thing we're gonna do is talk about the weight. This is the whole thing. It doesn't weigh very much at all. It only weighs 20 pounds, just under 20 pounds actually, which means that you don't need crazy expensive light stands or C-stands to rig these things up. You can use fairly affordable light stands. Now I'm using a C-stand right now, but I don't have to sandbag it or anything. It's not going anywhere. Next up is the power supplies. Now this is essentially two power supplies of the Superpanel Full Color 30, there's just two of them. But these power supplies work worldwide, meaning they accept multi-voltages. So wherever you're traveling, you can use it. You don't have to worry about switching those out. And because this panel is an evolution of their first, the Full Color 30, there's already accessories that work with it. This is their V-mount battery kit. You can replace both these power supplies with the V-mount kits, and then you can power it with V-mount batteries. And also we have a nice little safety chain hook here. So if you are rigging it up somewhere, you can now safety chain it. Looks like they used a little bit heavier duty metal here on the yoke. It's a little bit thicker than what they used on the Full Color 30, which is fine because it did need to support a little bit more weight. On these higher end lighting instruments like the Lupo Superpanel Full Colors, you get the ability to customize the saturation so you can create really interesting colors like 50% saturated blue. And you also can control individually the colors of each red, green, blue, and white LEDs simultaneously. On the lower end systems like the Came TV Bolton Andromeda series, you can only select RGB or white colors. In addition to that, all of Lupo's lights are great for slow-mo filmmaking. I shot this at 180 frames per second and only 1% power output. So you can be sure that you're not going to be getting any banding or flickering. There's also a nice hard plastic cover in front of the LEDs themselves, and the build quality is a nice technopolymer. It's very lightweight and extremely durable. I didn't know what technopolymer meant, so I looked it up. It's any plastic used where a metal would traditionally be used. And the technopolymer they used to produce the shell of the Lupo Superpanel Full Color 60 is carbon fiber reinforced. But enough about build quality, let me show you what you can do with this panel. Lupo's lights also come with a whole slew of really exciting special effects that you can use on set. We've got strobe, which is configurable from 1 Hz up to 25 Hz. Party mode with a configurable speed, which I was using during the intro of this video. A configurable cop car mode, and a configurable disco mode. My favorite modes are definitely HSI and CCT mode though, for the special effects and for key light. Now because it can put out such fully amazing saturated colors, it's tempting to just always use this as an insane kicker light and just basically Photoshop in real life. But because of this massive surface area, it's also equally as tempting to use it as a main key light all the time, because you don't need any extra diffusion with this much surface area of light. It's like having a window of any color just follow you around. Now I'm going to turn off my key light and key myself up with the Superpanel Full Color 60. Before we do that, I'll show you when it is in CCT mode. You can go all the way down from 2800K up to 10,000K. And we do have green plus or minus adjustment. Alright, so I've keyed myself up with the Superpanel Full Color 60, and I'm at 1% power output. And that's at f2.2, shutter speed 1/50, and ISO 200. 1% power, guys. This is an incredibly powerful, versatile, and bright light. Let's see how bright we can make this thing. Alright, so I'm at f11 and my shutter speed is 1/100. I'm using welding glass because I don't want to damage my eyes because of the immense power output from this light. My face is actually getting kind of hot, so I'm going to turn this down. What I was saying earlier is it's tempting to use this light as a key light all the time, not only because of the beautiful soft light that it produces and the great surface area. It's also got a very thin form factor, so you can stick it pretty much anywhere, but it's also got a TLCI of 98. Now, I don't have a light meter to measure it with right now, but I am working on getting one of those to the studio so I can prove some of these measurements. For the record, I've seen other people measure Lupo's products with their light meters, and the TLCI and CRI claims appear to be valid. But I'm gonna do my own testing as soon as I get a light meter in here. So feel free to subscribe, that video is coming sometime in the next couple months. Another really cool thing about Lupo's lights is they run really cool. Their fans are super quiet, and if you're worried about fan noise at all, which you shouldn't be because they're super quiet, you can actually turn them off. There's a switch inside Lupo's settings to disable the fans completely, and all it does is cap the brightness at 50%, so you don't even have to worry about it. Now, if you want to learn a little bit about some of Lupo's other products, I've already done videos on the Superpanel Full Color 30 and the Superpanel Dual Color, which is a bicolor LED panel with the same output as a traditional 2K. So if you want to see that video, make sure you click the link in the description below. Sometime in the next couple of weeks, we also have the DayLED 2000 on the way to the studio, which is a 2K focusable Fresnel. Alright, so this is not a scientific test by any means. The Full Color 30, Full Color 60, 30, 60. And finally, we'll talk about price. The Superpanel Full Color 60 sells brand new for $2,600. There's a link to B&H in the description of this video. If you were to go for one of the competitor products like the Arri Skypanel S-60c, those sell for almost $6,000. So while it is more expensive than something, say, a casual YouTuber would probably buy, it is very reasonably priced for a rental warehouse or professional studio. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.